Hey friend, welcome to day 22 of my highly inconsecutive 30-day challenge. You can watch some of my earlier videos. I go into a little more detail, but basically it's just me giving God my unconditional yes when He's called me to some things that scare me, because 2026 is a year that I'm not living in fear. God broke the spirit of fear off me back in 2020, which is a whole story I could definitely share with you sometime if that's something you're interested in. If you're watching this, thank you so much. This is truly something that I never expected anybody to watch, so to see people watching it at all, even like 7 people, I think that's kind of cool. So thanks if you're watching this. Hi, my name's Casey Hickman. If you haven't been here before, I am a certified biblical life coach. I help women identify and overcome obstacles that keep them from living their best life in Jesus. And over the past couple of years, the Lord has been working with me to slow down, simplify, and surrender, and to live a life that He's called me to live. And He hasn't called you to live this life. That's okay. He's called you to live your life. He's called you to something that is unique to you and yourself. But if slowing down and simplifying and surrendering is something you're interested in, you can follow me on Facebook at Grounded in Grace. You can also find me at caseyhickman.com to learn my coaching program. Or you can just follow me here, because this is a whole different thing. I'm not coaching here. I'm just sharing bits and pieces of what God lays in my heart from time to time, and doing it to get comfortable with posting videos of myself, because that is part of the things He's called me to. Most recently, though I generally work with women in marriage, motherhood, and ministry, I have started a cohort for Bible study and discipleship of girls 8 to 11. It's a very vulnerable time in a young girl's life. I was over the kids department of my church for 5 years and did a similar program with them. Now those same girls are teenagers. They're in our youth group. My husband and I are now youth pastors at our church. And so now I have my daughter, my niece, their friends, and some other girls at our church who are in that age range. And I realized that they need some mentorship. They need someone to invest in their lives the way I had people invest in my life when I was a young girl. And so I'm starting it for free for the girls in our church. I'm starting it as a paid membership for any of the young girls in our community, and I'm really excited about it. Last time, though, that I was on here, I shared God performing an actual miracle in my life and healing me, and I hope you'll go back and watch that video, because that was such an amazing day. And it's not the first time this year that God has physically healed my body. He's been so faithful and so good. And I mean, what He's done in my life over the past year and a half is unbelievable. I don't even have words for it. So today, I just wanted to share a little bit about who I am and how good God has been. And I'm going to share something very personal about my life and how faithful He has been through it. So part of the reason I've not posted videos for a while is that it has been a roller coaster of a couple of weeks. So last Monday, if you don't know, I also work a full-time job in hospice, and last Monday I had my family member who is in the high-level execs at our company call me aside and share some wisdom with me, if you will. He couldn't disclose details, but basically just informed me that I would be wise to start pursuing other employment. Made it clear that I personally was not getting fired, but that there was an issue happening that we all just needed to move in another direction. And I trust this person deeply, and so I began updating my resume and job searching, and within a couple of days, of course, rumors started circulating around the company, and all manner of nonsense was being floated around. But by Friday, we all knew things were not good, and by Sunday evening, we got an email, a very generic email from our company that informed us that we were laid off effective immediately, and the company was closing its doors. So that was interesting. It was faster than I expected it to be, and I shed a few tears. I talked to the Lord and told Him, my tears don't negate my faith. I trust You completely. You've never abandoned me. But I'm sad because I loved my job. I did. For a 9 to 5, I loved my job. I loved my boss. I loved what I did. I loved my people. And my heart was broken over it. I wasn't scared because I knew God would provide, but my heart was broken. So I buckled down on Monday and I just started applying like crazy to every position I thought I even might be qualified for, just to get some more steady income, because that would have been a pretty massive hit on my family's income status. And so I wasn't ready to take that big of a financial hit yet. And I just started applying. I had a lot of peace about it, a lot of just supernatural, only from God kind of peace. And on Monday afternoon, I went to the office to pick up the last of my personal belongings that my boss said he would hold aside for me. He's a really good man, and he pulled me into his office and told me that something had worked out. There was some kind of extension agreed to for 30 to 60 days, and would I please come back into the office tomorrow to work out that time there and just basically get an income coming, and that I'd be free to come and go as I needed to pursue other positions. And so I'm so thankful right now, because I could have spent the next 30 to 60 days with a huge chunk of my income missing before I could replace it. I could have been one of the ones that was not deemed essential, because when the type of business I'm in is inevitably closing, my position really isn't that essential in reality. I'm not one of the nurses, I'm not one of the CNAs, one of the ones that are in direct patient care. So it was truly the kindness of his heart that he was looking out for me. And so I'm there for the next little while with an income coming, while I am free to do as much interviewing and what have you as I need to, because I have an amazing boss. Guys, if you don't have an amazing boss, go find yourself a job where you have an amazing boss. They're hard to find, but they make a world of difference. And so it's just one of those moments where God knew exactly what was happening, and he was preparing everything. And in the moments where I didn't know what was going to happen, he just gave me such a beautiful peace and such this sense of everything's fine, everything's going to be okay. Because back in 2020, the end of 2020, I was looking at losing my job then. That's when the vaccines were coming out, and if you are super pro COVID vaccine, then I'm sorry, this video is not for you, because I was not, I am not. We have seen now the ramifications of that, and they might censor this video for me even saying this, I don't know. But I was determined that I was not taking it, and that meant me losing my job, because I was working in healthcare, and my bosses had decided to mandate it at that time. I hadn't fully announced it, but I actually walked in on a conversation happening that, yeah, it was happening. And granted, they ended up deciding not to mandate it, just to heavily encourage it. But I knew I couldn't continue working for people who thought they could decide what got injected into my body. And so before they could even change their minds, God provided me with a completely new and even better position, which led me to greater things. It led me to promotions, and it led me to better income, and inevitably it actually led me to coaching, which is a whole other story. But then when that job ended up with me at the sister company I started at, being the office manager, and the company was struggling and they couldn't get their numbers up, and basically they were doing layoffs. I made it to round 3 of layoffs before they got me. And at that time I got in my car when my boss told me that she had to let me go. She was devastated. This was hard on her. I got in my car, I shed a few tears, and I said, nope, Lord, I trust you. You've got this. And within less than 24 hours, I had a job offer somewhere else that was better and was fulfilling a desire that God had been placing in my heart over the past few months. And so I knew this time was no different. He is going to sustain me. He is going to use this to fulfill the desires that have been welling up inside of me recently that have surprised me. Because, Psalm says that he gives us the desires of our hearts, but isn't that a double-edged sword, right? That first he places the desires inside of us, and somehow he just opens doors and fulfills those desires without us even realizing what he's doing. And sometimes it happens through moments of, oh gosh, what's next? And sometimes it happens really joyously, and the reality is it doesn't matter, because his timing is always perfect, and his ways are so much better than our ways, and his plans for us are so much better than our plans. And so my encouragement to you today is that if you are in a season of, oh my gosh, what's next? Or if you are feeling fear, uncertainty about your future, just know that if you are following after the Lord, if you are pointed in his direction, if you are being obedient to his voice, I promise you what he has for you is so much better than what you have in mind for yourself. His word says that he is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all we ask or even think. And he has proven that to me time and time and time again. He's so faithful. He's just so faithful. And so that's my encouragement to you today. Rest in the knowledge that our God is faithful. He is on time, and he is a good God. And if God has done anything in your life that has proven to you his faithfulness and proven to you his goodness, I would love to hear about it. If you want to drop me a comment, that would mean the world to me. It would just make my day. And I know there's so many others out there who God has done such wonderful things for, and I want to hear it. So anyway, I hope you have a great, I think it's Wednesday. It's been a long week. It's been a long week on Monday, and we got to 3 o'clock, and I looked at my sister and I was like, dear Lord, is it still Monday? It's been like 3 days today. So anyway, drop me a comment, drop a follow if you're interested in this kind of content. I don't know what this is leading to. I have some ideas, but like I said, his ways are better than our ways. So that's it. Have a great day.